Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today? Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Vasim. Now everyone should be joining us. How was your weekend? How was your trading last week? Any interesting pairs? Anything you want to discuss today? Please feel free to type it on the comments below. So, just before we start, please make sure you guys like and subscribe our Admirals YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and on Telegram so you get all the updates. And through the day, we post on Telegram very valuable information in regards to trading and investing. So make sure all of you subscribe on the Telegram channel as well. Okay. But please, if you like this video at the end of the webinar, so make sure you give us a thumbs up, okay? Now, let's move on. So just be mindful that today's session, like all the sessions, are for training and education purposes only. And all the trades I open and I close, it's based on the way I see the market, and I evaluated my risk based on my account size. So what's for today? We have not many things happening today, and we see in terms of major news, we do have tomorrow the Reserve Bank of Australia. Of course, they are hawkish on their interest rate decision. They want to increase from 0.85% to 1.35%. So last month, we saw that they were about to increase until 0.5%, but surprisingly, they came out with 0.85%. So we will see if any surprises. It's going to be on the actual tomorrow. Okay. For Wednesday, we're going to have the FOMC meeting, and of course, the first Friday of each month, we have the non-farm payrolls, unless the Friday is the first of the month, the calendar month. So then they move it to the next Friday, like this week. The 1st of July was Friday, so no non-farm payrolls were out. So this week, the 8th of July, we're going to have the non-farm payrolls. For those you don't know, it's one of the major events that can change the direction of the markets. Many markets, in my experience, which they are on sideways mode after this event, based on the traders' participation and reactions, the markets, they have the tendency to break out and create some trends. We expect to see a number lower than the forecast, so we will see if the actual is going to confirm the we expect to see a number lower than last month. So if the actual will confirm the forecast, we will maybe see a bit of weakening in the US dollar. But our job is not to know what is going to happen in the market next. Our job as traders is to understand the big picture of the charts and not to get caught in any sudden volatility when the major news events are coming out. Okay. So let's go to the charts. So guys, just to double check, can everyone see this circle I draw, just to make sure? Please type a quick yes. So I will continue. Okay, thank you so much. So We start from the pound US dollar. We see we are on the 4-hour chart. So we see that this lower low came here. However, we understand that we are sitting at this area of support, the market higher. And guys, as I told you the last month as well, and on May for those who were participating, usually the week during the non-farm payrolls, the market is just spiking a little bit unless we have news from the opposite currency, which they can create some market structure, but usually the market has the tendency to just move a bit of sideways, and in the non-farm payrolls, they just take the direction. Okay. Now, we have to understand from a technical perspective, you have to guys acknowledge the fact that we are in a downtrend. Okay. We don't have a higher high yet. So we are still bearish on this from a technical perspective. Okay. From an emotional perspective, I know that many traders, they want to be bullish, okay, on this one here. So just be mindful and manage your risk accordingly if you're gonna take counter trend trades. Counter trend trades, we name those trades that they are against the predominant trend, okay? If we go to the daily chart, we see that the market is still down. However, double bottom here, we have to respect the double bottom. This, in many occasions, is not a valid reason to go against the trend, okay, a double bottom, but if that applies to your trading methodology, you have to do what's best for you. Okay, for me as a trend following trader, I want to see higher highs, at least on the 4-hour chart. So I have a plan for this. If I see a higher high, then yes, I will go to look for longs. The only way for me to look for short is if the market is not going to break this structure here, and it's going to put a strong price action. Pin bar, which is going to reject the high prices here. So bears are in control to go short, or after a bullish candle here, open here, close there. If I see a bearish engulfing candle, which the open is going to be here, the close is going to be here, it means massive shift in momentum in the market. So I will position my trade as short. Okay, so that's the plan for pound USD. Let's see if we can plan something for euro USD. We have pretty much similar picture. Euro retested these low points here. 2 tails left, 2 times the sellers tried to push lower and the buyers, they reverse. Sellers tried to push lower, buyers, they reverse. We are still on the downtrend. The market is trending lower on the 4-hour chart. We have this, actually we stop making lower lows here. We have this fade out. At this point, the structure, though, it's still down, so I'm not looking to buy. I will buy in the case that the market is going to create a higher high. I will wait for a pullback, and then I will enter long. All right. So let's just check here. I see, guys, you posted some questions on YouTube, so I will just go and answer them in a while. So same plan for euro USD. We want to ideally short, however, we don't have too much room, so we have to be very mindful if we're going to short today. Australian dollar, US dollar. Tomorrow we're going to have the interest rates report from Reserve Bank of Australia. So we have on the daily chart, we have the broken of this descending triangle. I explained that last Friday. The market now is trying to push back a little bit. Usually, again, from my experience all these years, the market, they don't just come on this area here and immediately sell off, continue. Sometimes they come around these areas here. Okay, they go inside the consolidation, which it was broken, and then they continue. But because tomorrow we do have the Reserve Bank of Australia reporting the interest rates, and guys, that's where I want you to understand and get my thinking process, because you can do it yourself as well. You can say, okay, we are in a downtrend, all right, but we have a major news announcement tomorrow on behalf of the Australian dollar, which can possibly change the market, the trend in this market. So what can we expect? If they increases the interest rates, it means the Australian dollar, most likely it's going to experience some bullishness. So, but the major trend is down. Do we want to buy it? That's where some conflicts, they arise. On Friday, though, we have also the non-farm payrolls. So, so far, we expected to see the US dollar to go down. So if the Australian dollar is going to get strong and the US dollar is going to get weak, this market, definitely it's going to rise. So is it worth to look for shorts here? If we didn't have these two major events coming out, I will definitely position myself to the downside. But with these major events, if I'm going to find on the 4-hour a nice price action setup here, which I always talk about the price action pin bars and engulfing bars. So I will definitely participate in this trade, but with a very, very low risk because of the news and the forecast of the news for tomorrow and on Friday. Okay, I hope that this gives you what we call this aha moment to combine the fundamental information with the technical information, which is the most important for us as traders. It's what we see on the chart and not what the news maybe they're gonna do. When the news they're gonna come out, we're gonna see the results on the chart, how traders they want to appreciate or depreciate these currency pairs. Okay, but the only thing we have right now, especially on this market, it's a downtrend. And because we have some possible bullishness from the side of the US, from the side of the Australian dollar, we have to be cautious if we're going to participate on the downside. Okay, guys, I hope that it's very clear to everyone on this webinar. And for those you're going to listen it later on the YouTube channel, just make sure you are mindful with your risk during this type of uncertainty events. So New Zealand US dollar, let's have a look. This trend line, I don't know why it's there, it should be here. So on the daily chart, we have similar picture like the Australian dollar. However, the New Zealand dollar, if you can see, it didn't close lower on Friday. It got faked and false breakout, and then it left behind this tail. The market opened here during the Asian session. Now is trending higher. So this one here, maybe we can see based on last Friday, we can see maybe a bullishness arise. On the 4-hour chart, we have this trend line, which now it's been broken from the technical. As a technical trader, I would like to see a new high here to break through this level. so the market to create a higher high. I would like to see the pullback and of course to participate on the upside. Target these levels here. We have a good reward to risk to aim for this trade. So this line here now, it has to go there because that's the highest point in the market. This one is not valid anymore. This one as well. So we have our plan in place for the New Zealand US dollar as well. Charts, you asked about something on the New Zealand USD. Give me 10 minutes and I will read your question. Thanks for your understanding. So I want to finish with the market analysis. Remember, guys, USD Canadian dollar, we talked about last Friday about that pair. We said that we came out from a double top. Double top indicates that the trend stopped now. Bulls are not in control anymore, but we do not have a lower low, so we can say that bears are in control. We just see the market drifting sideways. So we had this pin bar last week, which we said that I would like to participate, but I told you, if you recall, that because we stopped trending here, most likely we're going to see a random price action, and that's what we see in front of us. We see 1, 2, 3, last 3 sessions, the market tried to push higher, then tried to push lower. It's just drifting sideways. Okay, we are not in a trend, and we don't make the moves, the major moves in the market. So we always have to be careful when we are trading in a trendless market. So what I would like to see to participate in this market, to be on the safe side, we have this, let's say, higher high, the market. Let me just draw a trend line so it can stay here. So we have this trend line here. For those you don't know the trend line, to draw a valid trend line, we need 2 points to connect them together, and we need a higher high. We need higher high, we need 2 points. So after I see the higher high, I confirm the validity of this trend line. Now, on a pullback, I would like to participate in this market to the upside. However, I didn't, because the trend line got broken here, so I didn't like this. It shows weakness in the market. A new higher high here. The trend line broke down, so it's not a valid trend line anymore. Okay. So if the market is gonna create lower low, I would like to sell the US dollar. Okay, on a possible beginning of a downtrend. But if the market here, it's going to create a higher high before before Friday, I wouldn't participate in this market, because the big picture doesn't support a higher high structure. It supports double top structure. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Guys, I'm giving you I'm giving you valuable lessons about how to read the market, okay, and how to do technical analysis. And I hope that you're going to implement as soon as possible with lessons you're learning today and during these morning briefing sessions, okay, because I would like to add value to your trading. So USD JPY, we have this higher high we talked last week. Now the market, sorry, 2 weeks ago, last week, the market didn't make a higher high. We are here. So we have not clear picture. The most likely way to play this is on the downside. However, from a technical perspective, this is still an uptrend. Okay, but I wouldn't buy it because the market didn't make the higher high. However, it didn't make a lower high, so we are not in a downtrend. So I'm just staying out of this trendless market. Pound JPY on the daily. Remember, we talked about this again last week. So we have a lower high here. We said, you can see it clearly. The market on the 4-hour chart, made finally a lower low. So we have this low here. We made a lower low. So broken support level is this one here. Now it's going to most likely act as a resistance. So I'm waiting for the market to come somewhere here and show me a price action to take it to the downside. So far, the plan for this week is also pound yen, write it down. You can have a look during the week if we don't have, maybe tomorrow a move can happen and you can participate in this market. We are waiting for the pullback on the 4-hour chart. Euro JPY on the 4-hour chart. We also have this lower low and lower high. So at this point, we had much of the activity. We will see if here sellers, they're going to step in. We will see a price action confirm if sellers, they're going to come here. So we will anticipate something to happen at this level. If we have a strong price action, I will definitely look for shorts. So pound yen, euro yen, we have a plan for pound USD, plan for euro USD so far. Euro Canadian dollar. So I was expecting here the breakout. It didn't happen, so it's not valid anymore. So we are approaching this level of support. The market for 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces here. So we are in a big extensive range. We will see what will happen here. If finally we're going to break, or again, we're going to bounce and move to the upside. I'm just staying on the sidelines. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we'll see here we have this formation, the double bottom formation, and we are hovering around these low points here. So I'm not interested to participate in that. Okay, I want to see a clear either break and go short, or break higher high, pull back and go long, target this area here. You remember, guys, we talked about this market here. After this impulse move, we said if we're going to have a pullback, we want to participate, but the market just should straight to retest the resistance. So we didn't have a chance to participate. It doesn't mean because we say we have our plan in place, and if we're going to see a break above this high, the market has to pull back. No, most of the times the market behave in such a way which it gives us this pullback, but there are times like this one, which an impulse move doesn't follow by a pullback, so it just shoots straight to the next area. Okay, that's why we're going through many pairs, so we can make our plan in place. Similar with the pound Canadian dollar, we are double bottom here. However, sellers are in control. We see they close lower on Friday. So on the 4-hour chart, we are in a downtrend. If that applies to your trading plan, then that's a selling opportunity. Be mindful with your risk and be mindful that buyers, they stepped in here aggressively. Okay, sometimes the market is just selling around these levels here and then shoot immediately to the upside. So be mindful. Euro Oz, we finally broke. I was watching this on Friday. we finally broke above this level, but remember I mentioned you and I draw for you guys this rectangle here, and I said clearly that if the market doesn't close above this high point, I'm not going to look for longs because it's kind of a false breakout. So regardless, we put a higher high on the 4-hour. The big picture indicates that it's not time to immediately jump on the upside. Okay, let's see a kind of rejection somewhere on support, and then we're going to decide. So I'm on the sidelines for now. Euro New Zealand similar. We see that last Friday the euro was strong during the Asian session and the London session, and during the New York session sold off aggressively, and the sellers are still in. We can see the Asian session and the London session now they are pushing lower. So it's very mixed too. It's not a clear trend like this one here. You see, this trend was clear, and this trend was clear here, but this one here, too many tails. I don't like this weakness in the market. Pound does same. We are on this resistance area. New Zealand same. We are on this resistance area. Completely, both euro and pound are completely weak, especially during the London session now. So better to just stay away from these nonsense markets. Australia, New Zealand dollar. We see that we are on the 4-hour. Let's go to the daily. We talked about this area of resistance here. We marked here. If for those you were participating during this pin bar, that was a very good trade. It gives you 2-to-1 until it reached this level. So if you took this one, congratulations. On the 4-hour chart though, we are approaching this level of support. So be mindful if you're going to take any trades to the short side aggressively. Okay, be mindful about that. New Zealand US dollar, we talked about that. And gold, finally gold, it broke below this where is it? It broke below this 1,812, 810, but unfortunately didn't close lower, so it doesn't give us a good opportunity to short and continue to the downside. So we have to see if a strong price action is going to occur around this broken support. Now can act as resistance. Okay, so we will just keep an eye on that and see what's going to happen. All right, so let's answer some questions. So here I made a mistake. So Charles asking, I made a mistake, I was wrong. It's Swiss JPY, sorry for that. So Charles asked about Swiss JPY. This pair went Friday evening, late about 10:30, 10 minutes time frame, shot with a big move. Didn't expect that, didn't secure the trade, and I'm in a red zone now. That's why we say charts all the time. When you trade, please use the trade size that allows you when you are running the market. Excuse me, guys, when you are running the market, to make sure it's not gonna affect your psychology and your sharpness when you see other moves in the market, so you're able to participate. Okay, but let's go to have a look. We're gonna see that Swiss JPY, and then Vas is asking about Swiss JPY. The same pair. Okay, no problem at all. So CHF JPY. So let's have a look to the Swiss Japanese yen. On the daily chart, we are trending. Let's go on the weekly to see. We have this pin back here. On the daily chart, guys, we are trending higher. Okay, now trend line is far away. In the last pullback, we saw that the market respected these two moving averages. About this pair here, I will be very cautious because sometimes when the market is make one pullback at the opposite side, the next time when it pullbacks, it make that A, B, C pattern for those who are familiar with that, and then it's taking off again. But saying that, the technical analysis indicates that we are on a buying mode. We buy this on the 4-hour chart. The market broke structures, but also broke this trend line here. So we broke above this trend line. So if the market is going to show strength from the bulls, I will keep an eye on that and wait for the right moment to buy. Okay. But right now, I'm not willing to do anything with this market. Okay, because it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullish candles, which they didn't manage to break out through this bearish candle here. So why to buy it right now? I like to find opportunities where I don't need to stay for too many days and too many weeks in the market. I'd like to go with the momentum to get 2 to 1, 3 to 1 out of the trade as fast as possible and then get out. Okay, that's the way I trade. But yeah, it's still bullish here. Be mindful that we are on a pullback at this stage. All right. I don't see any other questions coming out. Okay, so I would like to really thank you for being with me today in this market analysis. If you like the video, please make sure you give us a like. I will appreciate it. Guys, for any comments about this session, if you want to watch it again when we're going to upload it on YouTube, and you have any comments or any questions, please type them below and I'll make sure they will be answered. Okay, I wish you happy trading and I will see you on Wednesday, same time. Thank you so much.